Vanakkam students, I welcome you all for commerce class. Today we are going to continue with the same topic partnership but with another subtopics, that is registration of partnership, procedure for registration, drawbacks of non-registration of partnership and dissolution of partnership. That too we'll stop with dissolution of firm and dissolution of partnership. This will be very interesting students. So those who decide in future to start this partnership form of organization, it will be useful for you. So listen carefully, not only on the part of doing business but also on the part of exam point of view. So listen carefully students. We shall move on with next subtopic, registration of partnership. As already said, registration is not compulsory, registration is only optional. According to the Indian Partnership Act, it does not make the registration of partnership compulsory. Registration is only optional, may or may not be registered according to the wish and will of the partners. But the disabilities of non-registration virtually make it compulsory. What is the meaning of this line is, there is certain disadvantages of non-registration of partnership firm. So, since there are so many disadvantages of non-registration, this registration is being made compulsory by the partners. They think it is necessary to register the partnership form of organization in order for avoiding future misunderstandings or future consequence between the partners. Suppose if the partners decide to register the partnership form of organization, what is the procedures? That's what we are going to see now. So, the procedure for registration is being stated as follows. First, name of the firm must be mentioned before registration must be selected. Then, the principal place of business. So, where the business is going to take place, that also has to be given. Name of other places where the firm carried on business. So, suppose if it has branches, that places also has to be given in the registration while registering the partnership form of organization. Next, names and addresses of all the partners has to be given. The date on which each partner joined the firm, that also has to be mentioned. On which date each partner has joined the firm. Then the duration of the firm, how long the firm is going to exist, that also has to be mentioned. So this statement has to be signed by all the partners before making it registered. Should be produced to the registrar of firms. So likewise, when you want to register a land, you have to move to the registrar of lands. Okay, same way when you want to register a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler, you have to go to that particular register office, RTO. Same way here, you have to go move on to the registrar of firms, the particular registrar who deals with the firms. Then along with the necessary registration fee also is necessary. Suppose in between, while running the partnership form of organization, there is any changes in the particulars, means like suppose in between a partner may leave the firm, another partner would have joined the firm. So these changes has to be communicated to the registrar within 14 days of such alteration. After registration of the partnership firm, they have to woo the partners. The partners have to go according to the procedure of registration. So any alteration is made compulsory, they have to communicate to the registrar within 14 days of such alteration. If not, it will not be accepted by the registrar. Next, we'll move on with drawbacks of non-registration of partnership. Suppose if partnership business is not registered, what are the demerits they are going to face? That's what we are going to discuss now. First one, no right to file suit against others. So they will not have any right to file case. Suit means case against the third parties. Third parties means outsiders. So if suppose third parties are against the partnership form of organization or they are threatening them, the partners, means in such case the rights does not arise of filing case against such third parties if it is not registered. Example, no court of action is possible to recover debts from third parties. It has no right even to demand a set-off in any suit filed by its creditors. Next one is right to sue for right arising. It means the firm does not have any right for suing. Suing means case, filing case. Same thing only. Suit and sue are the same. Filing case on others for using the trademark of this particular partnership firm. Next one is right of third parties to sue the firm. Sue the firm means the third parties can file case against the firm or its partners. The rights of third parties against the firm are not affected by non-registration. So, when it is not registered, the third parties can enter easily. It means that they can sue the firm or any of its partners. A partner of an unregistered firm cannot sue the firm or other partners for enforcing his rights under the partnership deed. It means the partner himself cannot sue the firm, cannot file case against the firm or other partners if suppose other partners have tried to cheat him. However, he does not have any right to sue for the dissolution of the firm or for the accounts of a dissolved firm or even for his share in the assets of the dissolved firm if he is not given a share. So, in short, non-registration does not affect the following rights. So, let us see one by one for what all the partner does not have rights for filing suit in case of non-registration of a firm. First one is suit not exceeding rupees 100. So, if it is not exceeding rupees 100, he cannot file suit. Next is the rights of firm or partners of a firm having no place of business in India. So, they will not have place of business in India. And third one is the power of an official assignee or receiver to realize the property of an insolvent partner. In case of insolvent partner, he will not have power for realizing his own property. Next is suit arising otherwise than out of contract as explained above. Then the rights of third parties against the firms or any of its partners. So easily the third party can raise or file case against the firm or any of its partners. So suit by a partner for the dissolution of the firm or for accounts of a dissolved firm or for a share in the assets of a dissolved firm as stated above. So easily the partner cannot file a suit against the firm for dissolution or for getting his share back. Nothing can be done if the partnership firm is not registered. Registration can be done at any time, even in between the running of the business also. Why? For what circumstances? All the disabilities automatically disappear as soon as the firm is duly registered. All the disadvantages will disappear. All these drawbacks can be overcome at once when the firm is registered. Next, we'll move on with dissolution of partnership. In what circumstances the partnership can be dissolved and what is the meaning of dissolution of partnership? Here, it precisely states that dissolution of partnership is different from the dissolution of partnership firm. So, dissolution of partnership is totally different from dissolution of firm. It is due to the fact that when the relation between the partners comes to an end, it also is known as dissolution of firm. When any one of the partner become incapacitated, then the partnership comes to an end, but the firm may continue to operate if new partnership is arranged among the other partners. It means even if one partner goes out of the firm, remaining with other partners, the partnership business can be taken place. That is termed as dissolution of partnership. Students, did you all understood the difference between dissolution of partnership and dissolution of partnership firm? Once again, I will repeat. When all the partners decide to dissolve the business, partnership business, then it will be termed as dissolution of partnership firm. But when only one partner goes out of the partnership firm and the partnership business continues with the rest of the other partners, that is termed as dissolution of partnership. Next, we'll move on with what is the meaning of dissolution of firm with an example. Dissolution of firm means dissolution of partnership. On dissolution of firm, partnership business comes to an end. Its assets are realized and the creditors are paid off. That means they will realize the assets, the value of the assets which is being used, and normally the creditors will be paid off because the business cannot be continued after that. For example, A, B and C are partners in a business. If all the three partners decide to dissolve, it is known as dissolution of firm. Next, we'll move on with the meaning of dissolution of partnership with example. Dissolution of partnership means the termination of the original partnership agreement. The partnership is dissolved by insolvency, retirement, expiry, or completion of the term of the partnership. So, the above said circumstances can be taken place in case of dissolution of partnership. Even then, the business will continue after the dissolution of partnership. For example, A, B and C are partners in a business. If A retires, B and C can continue the business, which is known as dissolution of partnership. Simple and easy concept, students, in order to understand the dissolution of firm and dissolution of partnership. So don't forget, it will be very easy. Next, I have given simple difference, students. Listen carefully, the difference between dissolution of partnership and dissolution of firm. The first point is dissolution of partnership may or may not result in dissolution of the firm. It means the firm will not come to dissolution, it will continue. In case of dissolution of firm, dissolution of the firm necessarily results in dissolution of partnership. That is, the firm will come to an end, partnership also will come to an end. The second point is business of the firm may continue. So, in case of dissolution of partnership, the business may continue, but in case of dissolution of firm, business of the firm does not continue, it will come to an end. Why I have given this difference is because it will be asked in 2 mark, students. So, understand properly and clearly. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you, students. With this session gets over, students. Thank you.